we're going to figure out how to record audio from your camera using the Deity Theos system. The two cameras I'll be using for this video are the Sony ZV-E10 and the Canon EOS M50. Both cameras have microphone jacks that allow wireless audio to be recorded directly into the camera. The Sony ZV-E10 also has a headphone jack that allows you to listen and monitor the audio directly coming into the camera. The Canon M50, on the other hand, does not. But there's a slight workaround when it comes to that, and I also have a secret to tell you later on in this video. Also, if you happen to be new to this channel and are interested in the process of filmmaking, audio production, or content creation, then I invite you to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. First, you'll want to make sure your receiver has the metal clamp attached. This metal clamp is useful for clipping onto pants or other clothing accessories. To place the shoe mount accessory onto your receiver that comes with the Deity Theos kit, simply slide it under the metal clamp. It should slip on really easily, and you'll definitely feel and hear that click once it's snapped in place. Next, you'll want to insert the square bottom of the shoe mount to your camera's multifunction shoe mount. Twisting the wheel to the left loosens it, and twisting the wheel to the right tightens it. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Please do make sure that the shoe mount is snug on the camera because we don't want to have any chance of it falling off during the shoot. In your kit, you should have gotten a cable that's a 3.5mm to 3.5mm cable. Use the twisty lock end of your cable to connect the receiver's first output, which is channel A. From here, you'll want to connect the other end to your camera's microphone jack. And please make sure that it's connected all the way in. So now that we've set up the Deity Theos system, let's set up our camera to work with the system. First, you'll want to go to your camera's microphone settings. Make sure that the audio levels are not peaking in the red area. That means that the audio is clipping, which is not good, because if the audio is clipping, that means it's unrecoverable. If you see that the audio levels are reaching the yellow bar, that's an alright sign, but for safety, it's important to lower the decibels by a few more levels just to ensure that no audio gets clipped while recording your video. Next, you'll want to make sure that the audio actually sounds good, right? So you'll want to plug your 3.5mm headphone jack into the camera's headphone jack. Obviously, use your ear to listen to the audio. Now, like I said in the beginning, you can do this with the Sony ZV-E10, but the Canon M50 unfortunately does not have that luxury of a headphone jack. If you hear a high noise floor such as while you're listening back to it, I would highly suggest checking the levels on your receiver and your transmitter. Make sure that the transmitter amplitude is not set too high in gain level to the point of peaking, and make sure that your receiver is not taking in too much of the output volume to the point where your camera is taking in too much volume. If everything checks out and both devices are at a pretty good level, lower your camera's microphone levels until that noise floor starts to go down. And of course, make sure that your voice is still clear as daylight. Now, if you noticed, there are 3 different options for setting your outputs on your receiver. Output option number 1 is RX1, which that means you're only recording audio from RX1, which is channel A. The next option is RX1 plus RX2, and this means that you're recording both of those channels A and B together into one file. The downside to this is if you're recording 2 people at the same time and one person happens to talk over another person. Unfortunately, there wouldn't be a way to remove that person's voice because it's integrated within that one audio file you're recording on your camera. But if you did want to isolate those tracks, it's important to record that audio from an audio mixer. A really good audio mixer I use is the Zoom F6. It has 6 audio inputs, a stereo output, and timecode, along with a headphone jack. And it's been my main audio mixer for the past 3.5 to 4 years. And of course, I'll have a link to all the gear down below. The third option is monitor. The monitor option can be helpful if you're working with a camera that does not have a headphone jack. The audio you'd be listening to wouldn't be coming directly from the camera per se, but at least you'd have a reference as to what the audio sounds like coming from the receiver. And if you want to make absolute sure that there's no high noise floor or that the audio sounds really good coming from your camera, then I would suggest doing an audio test by hitting the record button, saying a few words for maybe 5 seconds, stopping it, and then playing back that recording and listening back intently to the audio. And of course, make sure that the camera audio levels are properly set so that they're obviously not peaking. Now, there's something really interesting that I wanted to share with you in this video. Everything you've been listening to in this video when it comes to my voice and the dialogue has come directly from this wireless microphone setup. The only adjustments I made to the audio was setting a parametric EQ on the edit just so that I can fix some tonal changes. Aside from that, everything you've been listening to has come directly from my camera. I've been using the Sony ZV-E10 to record this talking head video, and I have my Deity Theos receiver directly plugged into it. If you'd like to learn how I adjusted the tone of this microphone, then I suggest you click on this video right here. Please leave any questions or comments you have regarding this video down below. I'll look forward to seeing you in that video.